Chapter 9.2, quick review, exercise 1 through 10. This section in our book, 9.2, has to do with using the binomial theorem to expand binomials. And this is a preliminary exercise, the set 1 through 10, working up for that. And there are some different ways we can do these. We have problem 1, we have quantity x plus y squared. What is this expanded going to be equal to? One way I've done in my classes is to use what I call a box method, where you take a box and separate this box into 4 cells with a vertical and horizontal line, and we put on the top, for instance, this x plus y and the side x plus y, and we multiply by each other. We have x squared, and in the upper left cell xy, in the upper right cell, lower left, we have xy, and in the lower right we have y squared. And so the like terms we have are these, xy and xy, and added up they're going to be, well, we have x squared, we know that. Xy plus xy is going to be plus 2xy, and then we have plus y squared. And so that's going to be our answer to problem 1. And let's go to our next odd number problem, which is 3. We have quantity 5x minus y squared. Well, one thing we can do for this is we can rewrite this as 2 binomials side by side. So we have 5x, 25x minus y times quantity 5x minus y. And then we can use what we call a FOIL method. FOIL, I don't especially like this method. FOIL is an acronym that first, outside, inside, last. And it's just kind of a in vogue way of using the distributive property. And so we have first, well, first is going to be 5x by 5x. Outside is going to be 5x times negative y. Inside is going to be negative y times 5x. And the last is negative y times negative y. And we work all this out. We get 5x times 5x is 25x squared. Then we have outside is going to be negative y times 5x, so that's going to be negative 5xy. Inside is negative y times 5x, is going to be minus 5xy. And the last is going to be negative y times negative y is going to be plus y squared. And combine our like terms, we have 25x squared minus 10xy plus y squared. And that's going to be problem number 3 worked out. Could have used a box method like I did in problem 1. Next we have 5, quantity 3s plus 2t squared. Now for this one, I'm going to use a little trick. What you do for this one, and I did the box method using problem 1, the FOIL method using problem 3. This one here, what we do is we take the first term squared, okay, and then we take the last term squared, okay, last term squared, and then we take first term times in the middle here. I'm going to just go in the middle here. We take first term times last term, or second term, times 2. So let's go ahead and work this out. Our first term squared, well, that's going to be 9, 3s, so that squared is going to be 9s squared. Our last term is going to be 2t, positive 2t. Well, 2t squared is going to be 4t squared. And then first term times last term is 2s, 3s times 2t. So 3s times 2t times 2. Okay? Well, it's going to be simplifying this middle term. We have 9s squared. We bring that down. And 3 times 2 times 2, that's going to be equal to 12 total. St plus 4st. No, 4t squared, excuse me. And we would get the same thing by doing what we call foiling out. So this is going to be our answer, or using the box method, either way. So I've showed 3 different methods of squaring a binomial, doing a square for a binomial expansion. Problem 7, we have u plus v to the 3rd power. Well, I'm going to go ahead and run u plus v, uv here. We get u squared, and then uv in the upper right box, lower left box will get uv, lower right box will get v squared. So we're going to have a total of, combining these two middle terms, we're going to have u squared plus 2uv plus v squared. Now, we're going to want to multiply by u plus v one more time. And so this expression we have on top of this box is quantity u plus v squared. And we're going to multiply this expression on top by u plus v to get this one more time, which would be quantity u plus v to the 3rd power. So we have u cubed, and then we have 2u squared v, and then we have on the upper right uv squared. The lower left we have u squared v, and in the middle, the lower middle, we have 2 uv squared, and in the lower right we have v times v squared, which is v cubed. And so now, combining the like terms, we combine the u squared v's, here I've circled in red, and also the uv squared, I've circled now in blue. And what we have is, our answer is going to be, I'm writing up here, u cubed plus 3 u squared v plus 3 v uv squared, uv squared, plus v cubed. And that's going to be our binomial expansion to the 3rd power. In the last odd-number problem, we have this 22x minus 3y to the 3rd power. What I'm going to do for this one is kind of a combination thing here. I'm going to do like we did that problem, what was it, 5. We'll take the first term squared, which is going to be 2x squared. That's going to be 2x, and squaring that is going to be 4x squared. The last term, we square that. Let me give myself a little more room to the right here. We square that, we're going to get quantity negative 3y squared. We're going to have 9y squared. And then the middle term times each other, where we're going to have negative 3y times 2x. That's going to be negative 6xy, and that's going to be times 2. And we add this at the last here. So we're going to have 4x squared minus 12xy plus 9y squared. And now we're going to do what we did in problem number 7 and box out the rest of it, because we have this squared here, and so now we've created with this box 6 cells. I'm going to put on the left here 2x and minus 3y. And so on the upper left box, we're going to have 8x cubed, then 2x times negative 12xy is going to be minus 24x squared y. In the upper right, we're going to have 2x times 9y squared, so we're going to have 18xy squared. In the lower right, lower left, we have negative 3y times 4x squared, so we're going to have minus 12x squared y. And in the lower middle, we have negative 3 times negative 12 is going to be positive 36. And that's going to be xy squared. And in the lower right, we're going to have negative 3 times 9, which is going to be negative 27. And then we're going to have y cubed. And so and we have the combining of like terms that I'm circling now in red, and another set of like terms I'm circling now in purple, and writing them all out. What do we have? We have, our answer is going to be 8x cubed, and we're going to have minus 12x squared and minus 24. It's going to be minus 36x squared y total. And then our next term, our xy squared term, is going to be 36 plus 18. I believe that's going to be 54. 54 xy squared, and then minus 27y cubed. So we use these different methods to work these out. What's going to happen for the rest in chapter in section 9.2, we're going to work out binomial expansion to ever higher powers. And so we're going to use binomial theorem, and the idea of this exercise set is really to help you appreciate how the binomial theorem and using the calculator will help you with your binomial expansions to higher powers than 2. Good luck to you, and thanks for viewing.